Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? It's your boy, the Professor. I got another video here for you today. I know a lot of you got a lot of things for Christmas to put on your kayak, so I wanted to give you an opportunity to see what I got on my yak. Yeah, I carry a lot of stuff, but I want to give you an opportunity to see that and see if I have some modifications or some things that I've done that'll be able to help you. Let's go into that video. All right, welcome, and I ask that you subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button. Lots of great video, lots of great content here on this channel. Today, I want to show you my native 2020 Slayer Max. Have several different modifications there. Some of the things that I've done there may be able to help you, may not, but I just want you to get an opportunity to see what I'm rolling with. So we'll go right into that video. What's up? It's your boy, the Professor. I'm coming here to you today with yet another YouTube video. Today I want to show you about my setup a little bit. I got a lot of questions about my setup. People say, how you carry so much stuff? And I don't know, but I get it done. In fact, first I wanted to start out, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", and I weigh about 270, 280, depends on what day you catch me on. So a lot of people ask, how could somebody, a bigger man, get in a kayak and fish comfortably? Well, I'm telling you, I do. I'm 6'3", like I said, I'm about 280 today, and I fish out this kayak quite comfortably. So I want to show you what I'm fishing with. All right, so I'm fishing out of a native Slayer Max, as you can see. Now it has a little age on it. This was a 2020 model of the native Slayer Max, and I have lots of modifications on this, as you can see, and I'm gonna go through it. Yeah, don't mind my Impala in the back. Yeah, I'm a car guy too, so I do another video for my cars. Yeah, so all right, so I know some clubs don't allow the motor, some clubs allow the motor. I take it on and off depending on which club I'm fishing that day, but I do have the motor guide spot lock with the quick release. So if you like this setup, basically what this is, let me see if I can get this for you. You know, you'll pull this off here. This comes right out, and then this whole thing will just come right up, and now it's off. You have to buy this piece right here, this harness you see. It's especially made for this, and you get that at Objective One sells that harness. You know, this black thing right here. So you can get that at Objective One. About $100, I think it is. Let me get that back in, and then you can just push that back in, lock. This thing is there to go. I do have it modified here where I can pull down. Okay, I'll put my string in there. Pull down the string here. When I pull down the string, it releases the motor. Sorry about that, but you know, of course, it releases the motor, and the motor is ran by a remote control. So if you know anything about the spot lock there, and it does its thing. Also, you might get the quick release. So I put the quick release guide here. That was another thing that I modified here. And this thing runs really good. I like it a lot. You can stand up in it. Like I said, it's like playing with a remote control car, going to where you like to go. I did modify it a little bit, put a little eye hole here so that I want you to take notice that I did not do any drilling on my boat. That was the original, where you see the eye hole, that was our original hole that was already there. So I just took a screw out and put that in there. And also under where they have the other fish finder, not the fish finder, but where you can store your extra rod, the little rod holders that you slide your rod up into. I took that off and slid the wires up under there. So I didn't do any additional drilling. I always try to put not put extra holes in my yak if I can help it. Took that screw out, put that there so I can run this here to be able to pull it from when I'm sitting down and be able to pull this up when I'm sitting down. So of course I have to pull this down. I don't know if I can hold the camera and do it. That releases it, and then be able to pull it all the way back up until it gets in locked position. Sorry about that. So again, like I said, it depends on what club you're in. Some clubs let you use it, some don't. That, you know, it is what it is. Each to each his own. When I typically go out, I do still carry my pedal. I always carry my pedal no matter what. That's nice to have, but sometimes I just want to turn it off and I want to pedal. Now, part of that setup here, let me get on the other side of this boat. I want to be able to show you here is that I have the see here, I don't know if you can see it, but I actually have a fuse. That is a fuse box that I bought. Just bought that right off of Amazon. I think it wasn't even that much, $10–15. And you just breaking the circuit. That's all you're doing. And it's a 60 amp, pretty safe, very nicely. Nice to have that. Here, side. When I typically go out, I do still carry my pedal. I always carry my pedal no matter what. That's nice to have, but sometimes I just want to turn it off and I want to pedal. Now, part of that setup here, let me get on the other side of this boat. I want to be able to show you here is that I have the see here, I don't know if you can see it, but I actually have a fuse thing set up here, so I can turn that boat on and off from right there. And then if I need to pop it real quick, just press the button, it kills it. Also have USB right there, just in case you need those too. So all that stuff is there. I do run the Garmin 93 SV with side view and everything. And I also happen to be fortunate enough that I do own a LiveScope. All right, so I do have the LiveScope here, and this is what this is here. So I'll take the LiveScope here, and this is where I deploy it. So I have this LiveScope here. I just screw it off, down, and I have it on a ram ball here. The ram ball here. Now, when I bought that whole setup, it came with the ram ball with it. So from Summit sold me not only the pole, they sold me the pole, and they also sold it with the ram mount. I think you can buy it with it or without it, but I bought it with it. Then just over like this, and then I can turn it whatever way I need to allow the transducer to do what it's supposed to do so that I can fish. And then when I'm not using it, I just pull it back up out the water. I usually just store it in this and tie it right down right here. Not a problem. Okay, so that's how I run that. I run that back up under the seat because I run the little extra black box that you have with it. I run that up under the seat. So if you look here, move that. So up under my seat, I got a couple of things. I have the little extra black box that you have to run. If you have LiveScope, you have to run this box. So I did is I screwed it down here, and then. Okay, word of advice on the screw down there. So what I did when I screwed that down, what I did is I actually sat it there. Of course, I made some marks there because you lay it down and then you push it up and it locks into position. And I screwed very, very little. I tried just to screw just enough to get it down, and then I snugged it just a little bit so I can move it up and down because that's plastic. I've had that there for over a year now, and I've not had any issue with it. As they say, knock on wood. But it's been a great location. It's kept it out the heat. It's kept it from getting wet, and it just ended up being a really nice location, along with that other battery that you see there. Put back in silicone it, and then I can just drop it here and drop it down. Not had any problems with it. Just lock it right in. And then these are the parts that you screw. You screw it all the way in. The different readings that go back to the fish finder over there. And that's how I take care of that. Now, this is the battery if I'm running my motor that day. That's the battery for the motor. I have it here, saying here, all of this up under my seat. I always sit in the high position. Like I said, I'm 6'3". And here I always carry extra bag, a dry bag here of extra stuff. I do have another modification. I did go with the, I think this is the Burley Pro metal steering mechanism. That's a must-have. Obviously, if now you're in the catch board, you got to have the metal catch board. Got the metal 10. The metal 10, hey, I struggled a lot when I first started kayak fishing in tournaments with trying to get my pictures because I couldn't keep the fish down and all this. But this right here takes all of it away. I recommend that, you get a metal board, to get the metal board. A lot of them offer that now. And then the holder, because now I ain't got to worry about it no more. So now I can concentrate on just getting the picture of the fish, and then I'm done. And last year, I don't think I lost a fish, so I'm grateful for that. Also, you make sure you want it tethered. So I got a little RoboHawk there to keep so it's tethered. So if it falls out the boat, then I don't have it. Obviously, I have the sidekick, so that's how I move it in and out. Then we have the black pack here, there that I black pack, and yeah, I carry a lot of poles. Sometimes it just depends on the tournament and what I think they may be doing. There it is for the YouTube. So I have the yak boom there. Of course, the net. The yak boom is here, and then I do always carry a paddle. So safety first for me. I'm always thinking safety, safety, safety first, because I want to give back to my family. I got people who depend on me, and I enjoy doing this sport, but my safety is paramount. So obviously here, other side of my yak, as you can see, several different things. I think I've shown you pretty much everything.
I forgot to mention that my holder there is also a yak attack. So the holder that's actually holding the Garmin up is a yak attack holder there with the different attachments there. So with the quick release. So that's one thing I like about the yak attack stuff. Has that little piece where you can just do the quick release and remove it right away.
So I do, if I'm not running that motor, I do run a 2-battery system under there. So I have 2 batteries. I don't buy really expensive batteries. I know a lot of people go on that Dakota.
Now the reason I have 2 batteries is obviously I just got that motor recently. I only had that motor maybe a couple of months now. So before I was just I had 2 different 2 batteries, because I was running one motor just for LiveScope, because I always heard people talking about, I heard a number of people say how much it drained it. Now I've never had a problem. I've never come out of a tournament anytime fishing and my LiveScope killed my battery. That's just me. And those batteries I have are not very expensive. I think I paid $20-$30 for them off Amazon. They're not Dakota lithiums or any of those really high-end batteries. Nothing wrong with those, but it's not. It's just not in my budget to get it. So I got 2 of the smaller batteries, and like I said, they lithiums. I ain't had any problems with them. So one battery I use strictly just to run the Garmin, and they run that USB, the USB ports, and then the other one just strictly runs LiveScope. And then that third battery you saw, if I do have the motor that day, it strictly runs the motor. So, and I've not had any, I've killed the motor battery, one time, but the fish finders and the LiveScope, never had an issue with it. In fact, it can go, typically I've been able to go multiple days without even charging it.
Lithium, that's a little bit more pricey for me, but the ones I got off Amazon work just fine. I ain't had any problems with them, and that's where I'm at until I can do better. I also carry this little silicone bait holder. So here, if I have baits here on the side, just take them and just stick them here. So I kind of, if you're switching baits a lot, or you're not sure what you're gonna do that day, you put them in there, and you got to keep reaching back there to the pack. Same thing here. Y'all know I'm a jig guy, so I just take them. In fact, that's a True South jig right there. And I just stick them right back in here in that silicone keeper, and that keeps the jigs down. Hold them. So as you can see, got like I said, several different modifications, not too much. Here, even on here, I try not to beat this up too much, so I cut them down here with my drummer.
So here at this part, all I did was, the native Slayer Max has that little panel there. So I just took that panel and I just try to drill down the side of it to try to keep the holes to a minimum, just in case, I got water inside of my kayak. And so when you take that panel off, it's right up against the plastic. So I had to drill a little bit on the plastic too. But I just use a little small drummer mill where I can just kind of chisel or just kind of sand some of it away. That's what I did, and that's how I was able to take care of that. So it came out pretty nice. So I'm pretty pleased with it. I still could put a little silicone on there for extra waterproofing, but to each his own.
Drilled and just drilled that out, and then just came from the top. So if I ever get in water, I don't have to worry about taking in too much water. I always run the battery to the front. Like I said, if I'm running my motor, if I'm not running my motor that day, say for instance I'm fishing with the Queen City Kayak Club, they don't allow motors, so then I wouldn't even have that battery. I don't even take it. That's, like I said, really my only thing that battery does for me is obviously a backup, but it really runs the motor guide. spot lock system here. So other than that, I don't even carry it. But like I said, if I'm running this setup that day, then obviously I would carry that and go from there. So just quick modifications. Like I said, this works for me. It's been very effective for me. I've done fairly well with this setup, and as you can see, it doesn't take a whole lot. I'm still waiting on my keel protector from Burley Pro. It's taken well over a month. It's coming from Australia, and I guess I'm not gonna hold my breath. Hopefully I'm gonna get it before we start back yakking in the spring. But here, so I just want to give you an idea. I know some people ask, hey, what's the great, got tape on there? Well, sometimes with that ID holder, it can slide down, and I've seen them slide right off into the water, and that thing was kind of expensive, so I always put a little tape on there just to stop it. So if I pick it up and I'm in my yak and I'm pulling this from behind me, because typically I'm in the yak and I'm grabbing behind me and I'm pulling this around to me like this, and so I don't want to lose it. So I'm not worried about losing the board itself because I know it's tethered, but I do worry about losing that. Here, like I said, then I have access to everything here. I stand here and in it sometimes, whatever the case may be, and we fish. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you subscribe. If there's anything I can help you with, I know some asked about the LiveScope. That is a Summit. Like it's made like 3D, so like they make them themselves. And I think that was it was less than it's less than 150, but it won't cheap. It won't cheap. And of course, like I said, I got the LiveScope system. It does this thing. If you crappie fishing, it's wonderful. Bass fishing, I mean, I've done okay on it. I've caught some basically smallmouths. Is the biggest thing I think I've caught off of it. It really helped me when I was smallmouth fishing because I didn't know what I was really doing, and I found them in deep water, and I saw them, and I could drop my bait like pretty much right on top of their head and just beat them with it, and they was biting it, and that's how I caught smallmouths. So again, this is my yak. Hope you liked the video. Please subscribe, share this with somebody else, subscribe, and we'll be with you. Take care. Peace.
All right, so I hope that you enjoyed that video, that you got any questions or comments. Just make a comment below. I'll talk back to you. I'll tell you anything I know. I do not withhold anything because I know what I know by trial and error or watching other people's videos or other people giving me advice on things. So if you're new to the kayak game, if you just got all these nice Cabela gift cards and all these gift cards for Christmas to be able to go there and do modifications to your yak, I ask, hey, write a comment. We can have a conversation. I'll tell you what I think. And what I know and who to point you to, especially if you're here in the Carolinas. All right, so hey, please hit that subscribe button. Let us know you like the video. Give us some feedback. And until next time, God bless you all. You take care. And remember, this is Finding Fish. Peace.